Right, so welcome down to Lytham Golf Academy. I was watching a video recently from Rick Shiels, you may well follow him on social media and YouTube, all about how to practice better, and he was talking about not just going to the range and then whacking 100 balls as fast as you can and coming back. And I sat there and I thought, actually yeah, that's something I actually do, and therefore we'll see if we can give his practice session a go. So the first part, I've got 100 balls and we're going to give his session a go, but the first part is to warm up, which I'm guilty of doing sometimes, particularly last week when I strained a muscle in my groin and had to rest for a couple of days. So let's get warmed up to start with. So the first part was to look at 10 short chips, and I'm going to use a lob wedge. I'm just going to take 10 balls out of the basket and then hit 10 short chips just to get warmed up a bit more, get the swing in. But what I'm going to try and do is make sure each chip lands in the same place, which is harder than it looks. More to go. So we'll do some longer swings now. Aim for that 100-yard. Ooh, it's got a bit of a spin on it. That's a good shot. So, things I was looking at with my driver. First of all was the take back of the club. So the takeaway is trying to make sure that we take it away inside rather than taking it away outside. So I'm quite focused on looking at that. The other thing was making sure that my left hip, that's this hip here, doesn't move backwards too much. Keeping it nice and stable on the backswing. And then the final thing was on the follow through, making sure the chest faces the target and the belt buckle faces the target. So those are things that I'm looking at. So what I'm going to do is hit a few drivers with those. I'm putting this tee there because it's something else we're looking at doing, so taking the club away without hitting that tee. Just going backwards. See how we get on. One now, so here we go. Right, so I've done that first section, the technical section, working on the driver, and did a bit of work on the iron as well at the end, just my pitching wedge. More with ball position, which is something we were working on in my first lesson, and I thought it was a good technical section, not rushing it. It definitely made a difference in just hammering balls out, and the more you actually do it, the more you think, yeah, I was hitting them just too fast, so actually that's really good. So what time is it now? It's 7:15 now, so that's took me 20 to 25 minutes to hit those first sort of 30 shots, which is good. So according to Rick, the middle part of your session should be hitting different targets on the range, picking out different targets, moving through the bag with different clubs, rather than just hitting everything in the same direction. So that's what I'm going to try and do next. I'm going to work my way up through the bag using sand wedge, pitching wedge, 9, 8, 7, 6, and maybe getting some woods as well, and then we'll move on to the last section later. So let's give that a go. Give it a clean. Hands are getting a bit cold now. Dropping in temperature. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick out a target. I'm going to go for the 100 yard target down there, which is just right of that blue cone. So we're going to line up to that. We have an extra light on. That is bang on, just drifting right. Not bad, not bad. And again, part of the video is saying, take your time, do what you do on the course, line it up, maybe practice swing. I know, put that club away, and we'll move into the 9-9. Oh yes, that's good. Okay, so that's that part done, the technical part. Working on stuff in my swing and working on hitting some targets on the range, going through the routine that you do on the golf course. Again, taking my time on that, and it's worked much better than my normal sort of range session, which has been good. So now I've got the last session, I've probably got about 25 balls left, and this is the fun element, and therefore we're going to give the fun element a go. So what I'm going to do is try and play some fades, some draws, try and play some low shots, and see if we can finish on some drives and get an imaginary fairway like Rick suggested in his video, which I thought was a really good idea, and see how many of those you can hit. So let's give that a go now. Oh yes, that is good. Let's see if we can hit a 6-iron stinger. It's my lowest iron in the bag, so I can't hit anything else. So if I'm trying to hit a low shot, what I'm trying to do is put the ball back in the stance, and I'm going to try and keep my hands in front of the ball, deal off the club a bit before I swing through. Oh yes, we can. Sawn off follow through then as well, that worked well. That was good. Hope the camera got that one. So let's try a fade now. Yep, coming. Right, so that's the end of that then. And I must admit, Rick, you're right, that is the right way to practice. It's far better than just hammering balls all over the place. Taking your time, getting you set up, doing what you do on the course, aligning yourself properly. It's made a big difference to this range session. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, time to go home. Catch you next time. or a shank. Oh dear.